Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Phantom Curiosities. Today we're going to talk about a ghostly haunted movie that we don't even know if it exists. Mandela Effects and Genies, so stay tuned. Subscribe for more videos like this. We do videos every Monday and Friday here on this channel doing beauty makeups, body paintings, creative special effects makeups while talking about creepy, weird stories. So if you want more, subscribe and hit that notification bell. So, do you know what a Mandela Effect is? It is an event or object or something that may or may not have taken place or exists. Let's give an example. The Berenstain Bears. I knew it growing up and had the books of the Berenstain Bears, but now they're saying that it could be known as the Berenstain Bears or the Little Debbie's Brownies. I thought they always had a line in between the rainbow sprinkle brownies, but it may just have been one solid piece, but I swear it had a line. Just for some examples. But one Mandela effect that's been personally haunting me my entire childhood and growing up is the movie Shazam with the actor Sinbad. Now, Sinbad himself may say that this movie does not exist, but I will put a link down below in the description box of actual footage of the movies that have been found across YouTube and the internet. I'm telling you, this movie exists. And I thought since Sinbad does not want to claim to be this genie in this film that I swear I've seen it as a kid, where Sinbad played a genie who came out of a lamp that a kid found him and his sister in the 80s, we're gonna turn to a genie and talk about it. So let's dive right into this. The famed comedian Sinbad, who plays Lil Rel, Howard's father in the upcoming Fox sitcom Rel, has dozens of credits listed on his IMDb page, but it's the one not there that perhaps is the most infamous. Though if you ask Sinbad about a film titled Shazam, he knows exactly what you're talking about. It came out of nowhere, he told people in interviews, and nobody knows why. The short version of one of pop culture's weirdest memes is as follows. A few years ago, a growing number of people began to believe that at some point in the 1990s, they had seen a movie called Shazam. Not the upcoming Zachary Levi superhero comedy though, a completely different film starring Sinbad. It's one example of a phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect, which was recently the focus of an X-Files episode from season 11, as Mulder and Scully discussed in The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat, written and directed by Darren Morgan. Mulder says it's the Mandela Effect, and Scully's like, what do you mean? Mulder says when someone has a memory of something that's not shared by the majority or the factual records, for instance, there are some people that have a memory of seeing a movie called Shazam, starring Sinbad as an irresistible genie, even after it's pointed out to them that they're probably thinking of a movie called Kazam that stars Shaquille O'Neal as an impersonable genie, especially because the movie was called Shazam was never made. The phenomenon first came to Sinbad's attention about 5 years ago, which he feels gets passed down between siblings or parents to children. It's always the same thing. It's either a bigger brother or a younger sister, or a younger brother and a younger sister, or a mother and daughter, or father and son. They all remember it, he says. Here's what matters. He has seen The Lost Art of the Forehead Sweat on the X-Files. When he saw Mulder and Scully discuss it, he realized that the phenomenon was now too real that he was seeing it on television. That's what is crazy, that he made it to that level, he said. That means I can't fight it anymore, so I'm gonna go with it. This means, he said, that if someone does find a tape, he'll cop to it. But he's noted, if they find the tape, he's gonna trip out. But never believe anything you read on the internet. If you check in with the fact checkers on Snopes or other sites, Sinbad never starred in the Shazam movie that we definitely remember from the 1980s. Some say it's the 1990s. They'll tell you it's an example of the Mandela Effect when lots of people misremember something that never really happened, really. They'll say it's like your memory of the Berenstain Bears, strong but phony. You know what you remember from your childhood, don't you? Who are these people with actual citations, verifiable records to tell you what happened? Well, Sinbad came to a New Jersey radio studio with a confession. Not only, he said, is Shazam real, but he went to great pains to cover it up. There are only 3 copies known to exist, and highly trained deadly operatives are ready to pounce if any of them resurface. When Sinbad last visited this radio studio, he seemed to confess, but we took that more as frustration. He's fed up with internet commentators who just wouldn't let it go. Sinbad said that he knew it wasn't going to be a great movie because he has no genie skills. He was embarrassed. He said the movie shouldn't have happened and that it took a lot of government intervention to get those movies out of people's homes. It took a lot of mind control. It took a lot of murder. If we find you, we're gonna kill you, Sinbad says, in a half-angry confession that I think he's joking about. I'll put this confession down in the description box below. Now on Reddit, some viewers agree that Sinbad is real. Someone actually had a copy of the VHS 2-day rental, Pure Magic Sinbad from Shazam. First of all, they said, let's get this straight, the Redditor said, I am not mistaking it for Shazam with Shaq O'Neal that a lot of people say that a lot of us are mistaking this for. I'm not mistaking it with Sinbad the Sailor, not mistaking it with Sinbad's segment and all that. They are not mistaking it for the way Sinbad's dressed in the 90s. They are not mistaking it for Hanna-Barbera and Shazam. Okay, deep breath. Here are the facts. Release date was early 1994 and the disappearance date of Shazam was in roughly early 2000s. Shazam was played on Disney Channel a lot. At first it was a movie and then later became a short-lived series. It really hurt Sinbad's career. Do we think this Redditor is true? Well, they say that the movie actor Sinbad, Jonathan Brandis, was in the movie but not the series. Possibly Danny Pintaro, Brian Bonsall, or Jonathan Taylor Thomas could have replaced him. The movie's characters are a brother and sister with a father who doesn't give them enough attention, which I remember this movie. Watching as a child. Sinbad in his VHS cover has his arms crossed, his elbows raised. The cover says Sinbad in bigger letters than Shazam. Sinbad is wearing a genie outfit consisting of a golden turban, golden pointy shoes, vest, big hoop earrings, and puffy pants. It's purple and gold. In most of the memorable scenes, there's a huge ship in the middle of the desert. Sinbad is in his lamp watching the Sinbad's actual comedy show. The little girl waits a wish on fixing her broken doll. The climax of this movie is a scene with a swimming pool. Multiple people from various sources remember these scenes, including myself. But people are wondering why there are no legitimate links to the Disney Channel's Shazam show or movie. A lot of people find this mystery very, very interesting. The lack of concrete evidence makes people think that it's just a common false memory that a lot of people have, which makes no sense to me. But the sincere conviction of so many people really makes people wonder if this is real. People are wondering if libraries keep hard copies of old newspapers archives, at least the original editions stored in a microchip. If you could possibly to look through the entertainment variety sections of newspapers from the early 90s, find any evidence of this movie's original promotional campaign, it has to be out there somewhere. If it can't be found, how could its absence be explained while still preserving the existence of this movie? Surely scrubbing old newspapers is not feasible or something that's ultimately so inconsequential. Even if the movie never got a theatrical release and so was very sparsely promoted, wouldn't there be a TV scheduling listing in those newspapers that could at least show the title as having aired at certain times? People think this is most likely the route to go after this Mandela Effect, other than just people who firmly remember it. But people say that they have looked through microchip libraries, newspapers without any results. Some people are saying the Mandela Effect is not a dimensional thing, it's something that all globalists have done with all their brands for their own sick amusement to show how easily a psychopath could still work in today's society. The latest victim is Chevrolet, not Chevrolet, and there is an E and a T where they're never connected at the ends. I swear to you that Sinbad is trying to make this not exist because it's not, maybe he's embarrassed of it, I could understand that, but I loved it as a kid, this movie. I think it's real. What do you guys think in the comments down below? Also, I hope you guys enjoyed my own recreation of a genie if I was my own version of a female Sinbad. Subscribe for more videos like this. We do 2 videos a week. I'm trying to do a Phantom Curiosities every month, maybe even more if you love it enough. But there's actual clips, I'm telling you, of this movie that I remember that are on YouTube. Again, I want to put it down below. Here is the VHS tape in question, the cover of it. I have seen this movie with my own eyes. I have a pretty good memory of my childhood because it's tainted with a lot of bad upbringings, but I remember a lot of the good stuff because I try to hold on to it with a lot of the stuff that I've been through. This was crazy and I was just super emotionally invested in Sinbad. I want to go searching for Shazam, this movie, myself. I swear Shazam exists. I think it was in the early 90s. Or late 80s. I think early 90s. Anyways, thank you creators so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!